Good morning, traders. So, Great British Pound, US dollar, long positions. Reasons for taking the trade. I'm out of them now for about 50 pips. But the reasons for taking the trade was, let's just give you some bigger context to start off with. You can see here, value migration the last few days has been up on the daily. Yesterday, we got the red folder news, which drove price pretty high. We then opened in Asia outside the previous day's value. So I was going to look this morning for potential long positions. Initially, I had seen this area here, this value area high on the daily, which would be the logical area if you were just a standard profile trader using the daily. You'd be looking for a pullback into this sort of area here and then continuation upwards or rejection upwards. However, the way we trade, we have extra information with other profiles. So I wanted to see what the morning chart looked like, which I'll go over now. So as I say, the daily, we had that bit of information there as a potential area of interest. We did have a little volume node there, but there's not a lot of confluence. That's where it rejected from. But normal profile traders would have probably been looking at this value area high. However, because we've used the custom charts, this overruled that for me. So we had a volume cluster here at the edge of the ledge and the value area. So this was my point of interest, which is there. So a few pips above this value area on the daily. So this become my imminent, more important point of interest. And as you can see, we opened just before Frankfurt. We got the stop run down into this area of interest where we found passive buyers getting triggered, their buy orders. And then, as you can see, price started auctioning higher. So you've got excess buying tail there. The price zipped down and then failed to come back to that area again. So let me now just show you the VWAP. No, let me show you the weekly. So there's a couple of confluences just there alone. Get rid of some of this junk. Right, so the weekly chart. This is where we rejected from this low volume node. And there's another low volume node there, which is where I got long yesterday. Do you remember on the news? We pulled back down into this low volume node. Buy orders got triggered for the news. No, we went yesterday, but that's irrelevant for this trade today. That's just a bit of extra context from yesterday. So yeah, pull back into low volume node and then you can see upwards. So that's what the weekly looked like. So you could factor that in as another bit of confluence. Rid of that. VWAP chart. Again, pretty straightforward. Auction down. This was where we got the stop run below the deviation bands. So the outside of this band is about 2.5 minus 2.5 standard deviation, I believe I said it for. So we're way below that into probably -3 standard deviations. Delta divergence is going on with exhaustion. And then as you can see, price started auctioning higher. So that's what it looked like on the VWAP, well outside the bands. footprint. Footprint. So we got Frankfurt open. That stop run is here. You can probably see coming into the area of interest, there is just nothing. And then coming into Frankfurt open into the area of interest, which has currently set the day's initial balance low at the moment. We got an increase in volume, increase in sell side delta. Price shot down, and then you can see lack of interest from any more selling there. This is where buyers, passive orders got triggered. Excess buying tail. There's probably some trapped sellers in here. So although we had heavy selling, heavy volume, price closed higher. Price closed higher. And then imbalance formed here. Price shot away. And as you can see, we then started auctioning higher. So that's what the footprint chart looked like. I think I've got it in the flashcard examples as well. This is like a classic, nothing happening, and then you get all of a sudden the stop run where you get a massive volume burst, massive increase in delta, price shoots down, flies back up, selling tail there. We've got trap sellers, got all the passive buy orders got initiated here, which is why price just flew. And that was no doubt probably some sort of VWAP execution because it's just below VWAP. So it might have been on the -1 standard deviation around about there. So that's what the footprint looked like. And I just took profits because this would have been my original target up here, which is, what's that, about 30, somewhere around about there possibly. But I took profits because we're starting to get exhaustion and price was starting to tire around the area. So for that reason, I just, and also, let me pull over this as well. We did have a thing on there. Oh, no, don't want my done. Although, look, there's a big resting order there. 25.46. On the historical candlestick heat map thingy-majiggy. Just pull that over. We can see kind of an area of interest around there. So having shot through there, I decided that seeing rejections or exhaustion, I should say, not rejections, then we can see that there's a lot of delta piling in. I decided that I'd take my profits and play it safe, although I do expect us to trade up higher. Right, so that's the reason for taking the trade today. I might check back this afternoon and have a look, see if there's anything else happening this afternoon. But for now, I am going to go, what's the time? 9 o'clock. Oh, my days. Right, for now, I'm going to go get myself a coffee, get myself some breakfast and chill out for a little bit. All right, nice one. Cheers, guys.